Hey everyone, welcome back to Fantasy Theory. The other day I did a video on the critics' reviews of Dune Part 2, and to say critics loved it is an understatement. So in today's video, I wanted to now go over what the audience thinks of the movie. The movie is now out, so people are flooding the theaters to see it. I'm going to try to see it this weekend, but until then, let's go over the reviews on Rotten Tomatoes. Critics gave this movie with 270 reviews a 94%, and now audiences with over 250 reviews, and I'm sure it will go up, have given it a 95%. So this movie is near perfection, it seems. But let's get into the reviews. Visually stunning. Battle scenes had the good guys and the bad guys sometimes indistinguishable. The interscene intrigue among the House and the Emperor makes it kind of difficult to follow the storyline at times unless maybe you are a Doonie. A bit much about the arcane tenets of the religion in the Southern Zone. Clearly teed up a Dune 3 with a non-conclusive ending. So I wouldn't consider myself quote-unquote a Doonie, so I may fall in line with this review. But by the way, I did just see part 1 a few days ago. If you want to see my review on that, check it out. But let's move on. A must-see. Special effects are out of this world. Great cast. Entertaining, witty, dramatic, enchanting. Excellent. Better than the first. Plenty of action and there were no dead spots. There was purpose or story being told the entire time. Didn't feel like 3 hours. Highly recommend this one. A lot of people I feel maybe in the older generations would be put off by the near 3-hour runtime, but to say it flies shows that the movie really is great. Now, one of, if the only bad ones I've found. So drastically different from the book. Also, it felt so rushed. I think they should have broken it up to 2 movies. I had such high expectations because of how much I loved part 1. Is this a hot take? Really enjoyed this. Leaving it open for Dune 3 was no shock as that is what Hollywood does, but I prefer an actual ending. 10 out of 10, this movie is probably best of the year. The storytelling, sound, action, heart, and pacing all stand out. I would recommend watching this on IMAX or 4DX. The runtime really doesn't make the movie drag on, and it feels like another 2-hour movie. Overall, Dune Part 2 really feels like one for all the ages type film. I noticed a theme with the reviews and critics is to see it on the best screen possible. It's the greatest film of the 21st century so far. 9.8 out of 10. It's as close to a perfect film as I've ever seen. There aren't any dull moments. Every scene is doing something interesting, either with the camera, with the story, or with the characters. Paul is deeply fleshed out in this film. Let's go. Paul is the GOAT. I loved his character when I watched the first one, again, just a few days ago. The best sci-fi movie of the 21st century and maybe ever. Chalamet, Zendaya, and Butler turn in all-time performances. Go see this one on the biggest screen possible. That's insane to me to call it the best sci-fi movie possibly ever. Maybe they really did cook something up special here. Awesome movie and fresh adaptation to the Dune novel. The casting was solid, Timothy was amazing, the music was spectacular, the effects and the views sublime. Stylish. All is really good made. Well played. Made at the very big scale. Took us out of the earth miserable reality at least for a couple of hours. Respect. Ending someone's death may be too fast and simple. Definitely 2 big stars now and for a long time. Was this a spoiler? Paul came shockingly close to saying, "It's Maud Dibben time." I am so excited for whenever this comes up in the movie so I can think back to this review, and I just can't wait to see this. IMAX's bass sound were unnecessarily loud. The ceiling was shaking and my wife had to go and take a break. Now this sounds like a complaint, but they actually gave it 4.5 stars, so I guess respect. An amazing sequel. This movie was excellent. Definitely earned its spot in the best movie sequel club. Amazing cinema, amazing soundtrack. All of this topped with an amazing story that fulfills on all of the world building from part 1 and goes beyond that to ensure a satisfying conclusion to an epic tale. 11 out of 10. That's another 11 out of 10 I'm noticing. This movie proves that Lucasfilm is ran by idiots. Dune 2 is a cinematic spectacle. A shot at Lucasfilm that I had to throw in here. Who doesn't like that? An absolute epic masterpiece. Dennis's Dune Part 2 immerses you into an eye-popping spectacle. Sci-fi at its absolute peak. Timothée Chalamet has the performance of his life. Hans Zimmer's score transports us into a world full of deep lore to lose yourself in. As good as this film was, I'd say it was a slight step back from the first. There were just so many pieces incorporated into this film, causing the plot to lose its depth. Villeneuve took on a very big challenge and came close to excellence. Austin Butler as Feyd-Rautha was tremendous, satisfying nonetheless, and definitely worth seeing. Crazy there are a few people that did like it, just not as much, and that's okay, but I would love to know more and why they don't. A tragic opera and a beautiful film. A warning that resonates strongly today. Personally so grateful that we have a director like Villeneuve, who is so uncompromising in his vision. Such a smart adaptation and a miracle of a blockbuster. So this is saying that it coincides with stuff today, so some people may not like that, but it seems for the majority, people really do like it, so that's good. I was in awe at what they were able to bring to the big screen. The cinematography, the acting, the music, the sound, everything was an immersive masterclass in sci-fi filmmaking. As a lover of the book, there are some challenges and streamlining of the narrative that left me wanting more, but I think they made sense for enchanting the film. Can't wait to see it again. Now I could go on and on and on and go through all these reviews, because a lot of these reviews are a couple word things saying just how amazing it is, how it's one of the best sequels, how it's perfect, and that's great. If you want to check that out, go on Rotten Tomatoes, because it's just full of people saying things like that. These are the ones that kind of stuck out to me, that I kept refreshing the page just to see which ones would pop up and everything. But you let me know if you've seen Dune Part 2 or if you're going to see it soon. I know I want to see it so bad. And let me know if you're getting the Dune Part 2 popcorn bucket, because I kind of want that too, just for the memes. Leave a like, drop a comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one. Have an incredible day.